Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people? It's Door Shutter coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Direwolf20 1.21 mod pack. And if I sound a little off, it's because I'm a little tired today. But I did attempt to record this episode once, and it really just didn't turn out the way that I wanted. It just kind of lacked a lot of content and context. And I basically just moved the sourceberry sandwiches over into the system. And we can actually go behind the wall here to show you how I did that. So this has a stock upgrade with a crafting upgrade with a stack of 64 sourceberry sandwiches. So this makes sure there's always 64 in stock. So we can actually demonstrate this here real quick by just pulling these out. Okay, just pull them all out. And this will slowly start to kick off crafting. You can actually see that here, right? And I did wheat dough instead of just crafting bread normally, which conserves flour. It's not really the biggest deal. We do have the wheat dough here, and it just water from the infinite water cell we have in our system, and then that is smelted up upstairs. So this does work. This is actually pretty cool, right? So it just gave us 64 sandwiches, and then we are entangle blocking that. Also, I guess I can show you the recipe for this. So this is an export upgrade, a calculation processor, and a logic processor, and it's pretty nifty. Cool. And that was just kind of one of the things that I spent a little too much time working on. I did move the the wheat, and I do believe the sugar cane, but it looks like the sugar cane is actually not coming through. Let's go check this out, because I did add an interface to basically push everything in here. And it looks like actually we do have the sugar cane. It's just not in that drawer. Do I have 2 drawers of sugar cane? I might. I know I had 2 drawers of something earlier. Bamboo. I don't know why the bamboo went into that drawer specifically. It should have been in this drawer. Let's see here. Unlock. Get rid of that. Lock it back. And we need to just grab something that we don't really need in here. What do I want? We've already got totems of undying. I was hoping I could just leave this like this. Just put a twig. Twig as the pillar. Okay. But yeah, the sugar cane. I don't think I have a drawer for it. Kind of searching here. But yeah, the bamboo should go in there. Let's actually make sure all these drawers are linked up. Yes, they are. It's got a drawer upstairs. The clay is an empty drawer. Okay, so let's just quickly come over here. Also, I did move stuff around. This is something I actually did off camera. The assembler matrix has been pushed over here, and the crafting co-processors and 64K storage are actually here now, and they are this direction instead of having them lay flat purely. So this way I can actually squeeze in 2 more if I wanted to, or well, 1 more, because I could make a bigger unit if needed for much larger recipes. But I also could put them on this side as well, facing this direction or that direction. I also did, of course, move our AE2 controller down and made it a little bit bigger. And I also made a quantum ring during that last episode. But this one is purely for the actual terminal. So I can actually open this in different dimensions. This is kind of the biggest thing that I did. And of course, if you don't know, to do this stuff, the quantum entangled singularities, all you got to do is just blow it up with some ender dust or powdered ender pearl, and that will give you 2 quantum entangled singularities. Both of those are linked together. They basically share data that says, hey, if this is in here, this is what it's going to use, right? So it basically is a frequency. And so you just toss that into the quantum link chamber. And yes, I know this is light mode. I did not actually know that until I actually placed this down, which is something I will be making and figuring out. The quantum ring and stuff, this stuff's not too expensive. I just set this stuff to autocraft, so it got done pretty quickly. And of course, we will make one of these on camera that will be more used and will be used in other dimensions or other areas when we need much more channels. But for right now, we don't really need that. And of course, this is just so we have the ability to place down 4 quantum rings if needed, and also place down more wireless connectors like the one we're about to place right here. And we're going to just grab our wireless connection setup kit thingy. And then we're going to go back upstairs, close this trap door, and quickly make sure that we get rid of all the items that we don't need in here. Also, if you did not notice, these are 256Ks now, because I did upgrade those. I don't think I've mentioned that in the previous episode or this one, so we're just going to mention it now. Functional storage upgrade. Let's just grab another gold, and let's go for that again. But yeah, so I've just made some improvements, and that's kind of the way that I've been doing things, is just making improvements here and there, so that way we don't have to worry about them in the future, and makes everything just a little bit better. So yeah, you can see, of course, the whole crafting system's gone, and now we have the glass bottle factory and everything like that pushed over, you know, to this one stable wormhole, which has some stuff still in it, but not a whole lot of things that I really care about. All right, so why did I grab another wireless connector? Well, it's because I actually want to get a little bit of iron farms going. I don't plan on doing any of our like resource generation yet. I still want to do a handful more things before I get to that point, but we will get there. So we are going to get a couple more of these. So how many is this? How many did I just place? So that was 7? Okay, perfect. And then we are going to need a villager. And, I mean, we're not in short supply of these guys, so that's pretty good. And we're just going to put 1 in each of these slots. Okay. And then we are going to go in here, and we are going to mute this on 5. Or 6, I guess. And we'll do zombie. And then burn. I think we will wait for that one, though. Let's see. Villager. We'll just mute all the villager stuff. Or crank that down just a little bit more. Okay. And once the iron golems actually start spawning in is when we'll actually mute everything else. But then we're going to just grab a wireless connector. We're going to put this in the floor here. We actually may want to put it one more down. And we're just going to do setup kit. And we are going to grab an interface. Okay. So at pipes. So we'll put a drawer downstairs for the poppies that'll drop. But that'll be okay. But this should get us a little bit of iron. And we can actually just grab our pouch, wherever that is. Actually, I guess I haven't had it on me in a minute. So it's not been gaining time, but that's okay. So we'll just speed one of these bad boys up real fast. Ow. Okay. Iron golem. There we go. That's the sound I was talking about muting. But that now has allowed for us to start getting some iron. And this thing may be overflowing. But yeah, you can see we get iron, we get poppies, and we get a lot of noises. Okay. Now it's quiet. Perfect. But yeah, so we'll need to grab something for the poppies. But this will just be a slow generation of iron for now. It should sustain us a little bit better than what I... than current, right? I didn't have anything before that point. And so we will slowly gain some. I've been using so much for a lot of the AE2 stuff and a handful of other things, and that has kind of bogged us down a little bit. So that should help tremendously. Let's talk for a little bit. We're going to do a voiceover on the top of this wizard tower build we're doing for the occultism setup. I'm not going to talk too much about the build itself, but it will be in the future videos. We will work on it more and more. But I want to talk and be real for a second. So, if you haven't noticed, a lot of my videos have been jump cuts and really just odds and ends with audio. And I'm not 100% sure why, but as of recent, I have been stuttering and tripping over my words a lot more. And I think one of the biggest reasons is because of how I was doing things with like uploading once or twice or 3 times a week or whatever. And I would basically force myself to come up with videos and spend, 3 or 4 days on them and then publish, however many I could a week. And I feel like originally, back whenever I did daily uploads all the time, every time, on time, I really didn't care, right? I didn't care what I said. I didn't care what I did. I just did it and I enjoyed it. I loved every second of it. And I am trying to get back to that. I'm trying to understand who that person was months and months ago, because at the end of the day, I have been messing up a lot more. So if you see parts where you're like, where in the world did this come from? Where in the world did that come from? What did he just do? Some of that stuff's been cut. And it's because I have been messing up. And I personally, it's not like a perfectionist thing. It's just, I don't think it's a good reflection of a lot of the content that I want to make on this channel. But it's happening. And I want to do more daily uploads. I'm honestly doing, 4 or 5 videos in 2 days. And sometimes I don't do that. Like this video, for example, this was recorded on the same day it was published. And it was late. Twice, because I actually said it was going to be available at 8 p.m. CST, and it's not. But I am going to put this out there. FTB Neotech is done. The pack itself, I'm done with it. Because I need to start focusing on the daily uploads, only the daily uploads, and kind of get back to the mindset and the ability to record episodes properly. Because whenever I have to spend extra, double time basically on editing a video, it's not a good thing. And it personally makes me just hurt inside in a sense, because I could do better, right? I can do better. I've done better in the past, but all of a sudden I'm not. And it kind of just affects my mental health and yada, 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 right? Don't want to get sappy, don't want to get into it. But I want to make better content for you guys to enjoy, especially because of all the monetization that's on these videos now, and me trying to kind of start this as a career. And I know it's kind of weird for a content creator to come out nowadays and just talk and be open, right? And that's one thing I want to set, is every so often we'll have videos like this. This is kind of a filler, kind of an informative, just a peek behind the curtain, if you will. And I genuinely am grateful for everything, all the comments, all the likes, the subscribe, all of it, everything. Just thank you guys at the end of the day. But with all that being said, all of the kind of bigger portions of this are out of the way, I do want to bring up one question. Would you guys be okay with me adding modern industrialization into the Direwolf20 1.21 mod pack? This would be purely me playing through it on the Direwolf pack, and all of the available mods that we could use to kind of do certain things, interact with modern industrialization, and kind of have an experience where we will use other mods that are available to us. I really think it would be a good idea, just because at the end of the day, we're still using modern industrialization, and it genuinely would add a little bit more to the pack itself. And overall, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I will also leave a community poll so you guys can vote there as well. But yeah, I hope that kind of helps you understand why I'm getting rid of the FTB Neotech pack. I want to make better content, and I want to focus purely on the Direwolf20 1.21 mod pack, because I've been enjoying it. And overall, I just have not been enjoying the FTB Neotech as much. And yeah, I don't want that to show in the videos. Maybe one day we will take a look back at that pack, but I genuinely don't think I ever will. Just because it did feel like a brick wall at times, and I just didn't have time, right? I mean, I spent hours and hours on several of those videos, and it just felt like, at the end of the day, all I got was like a 30-minute video out of, several hours, if not days, of just playing that pack, right? With that all being said, I am gonna wrap this episode up here. I know we really didn't do a whole lot, and this episode was more of a filler and really only was like 10-15 minutes, but I wanted to get a point across. I got the point across, and we will continue with the Occultism Wizard Tower some other time, right? I genuinely thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.